Welcome everyone to our podcast for today. Our special guest today is Lara Tabet, and I'm going to start with her most difficult profession first, which is she is a philanthropist. See, I knew I'll get that wrong, the wordings. She is a TV presenter, and she is a luxury brand ambassador. So she is a well-known personality in Dubai and this part of the region. And we're very lucky to be able to invite her to come and talk to us about what we do. And she's going to ask a bunch of tough questions. And I think, we're going to try and handle those questions as best as we can. My name is Raju, and my colleague today who is with me is Liesa. And I'm going to cut over to Liesa so she can tell you a little bit about herself.
Thank you, Raj. And Lara, thank you so much for being with us. We're delighted. So I am the director for EHP. EHP stands for Enhanced Human Potential, because your best asset is your people. Raj and I have been partners in business. I am the director of the Middle East, the Caribbean, and of lately the African region, because there are certain states in Africa that are just booming with tourism. So what do? We'll tell you about that shortly.
Thank you. And I'm going to hand it over very quickly to our guest for today. And I'm sure you have a lot of questions for us, Lara.
Absolutely, Raju.
Feel free to go ahead and ask whatever you want.
Absolutely. But first of all, I would like to thank you and thank Liesa for having me with you guys on your first podcast
pleasure.
here in the region.
It
is an honor for me.
Thank you.
I'm definitely very excited to know more about EHP. And I'd like to start off by asking you, Raju and Liesa, how was the concept, the idea conceived to set up EHP here in the region?
Okay. To cut a long story short, I have been in the training industry for the last 32 years. Mm-hmm. I started off in the hospitality industry and then moved into training companies, 2 international training brands. One of them most people do know about or have heard about, which is Dale Carnegie, mm-hmm. How to Win Friends and Influence People. So I worked with them for about 10 years. And then my boss, who was at that time retiring, he said, why are you working for people? I mean, you know the business, you know the courses, go open your own. So I opened up my own company 23 years ago almost. And I met with Liesa close to about 10 years.
More or less,
along those lines. And we found that Liesa mentioned that there is a huge demand in this part of the region. And I've always been the one to kind of go out and I want to expand. But the purpose of expansion is not necessarily expanding a business. It's about where can we reach people that need to grow, that need to be developed, that can improve their careers, improve their life, mm-hmm. Become better communicators, etc., etc. And that is our philosophy, basically, is to help people wherever we can.
Absolutely. Very interesting. Thank you very much for sharing that.
Yeah.
Now, Liesa, moving on to you.
Well,
I would like to know a little bit more, not only about AHP, but also about the services that you offer.
Absolutely. So I'm very happy to be with Raju for this long. We're both in the hospitality industry. I have about the same amount, 30 years in hospitality, being a former GM, also training at the hospitality school in the Caribbean, and also having not 1, but 2, but 3 restaurants. Silly me. But anyway, they did all well. And I just always had a inner feeling to help people go the next level, whether it's my staff that I work with or just people that I come in contact with. So Raj and I happened to meet because his daughter said, you and my dad do the same thing. You should really gel. And he was looking to come into the Middle East region. And so we met. And it's been a long, really good relationship, mutual respect. And we love what we do. We love presenting to people. We love helping people go the next level. So what do we do? And Raju can add in. I'll talk about the hospitality side. Mm-hmm. Let me start with Dubai first. I'm so grateful, first of all, to live here. I'm grateful for the vision of His Highness Sheikh Mohammed. And why I say that is we're a tourism destination. No matter how we look at it, how amazing is it that we're just a city? We're not a big country, we're a city. Normally you hear people say they're going to maybe Turkey or they're going to, Dubai is so small, but the media and the amount of people that just want to come here, we're on everybody's bucket list.
Yes.
So where Raj and I come in is we have the best restaurants, we have the best hotels, we have the best of everything. I call it the best, the tallest, widest, largest, highest, the est of everything.
You forgot the first.
The first, yes, first est.
Exactly.
So for me and for Raj, and for you, because we've spoken about this, I really want people to be on the top of their game.
Yes.
Whether it's in a restaurant, hotel, any service industry, we need to be at the top. And which Sheikh Mohammed's plan is to be the number one in the world in several years to come. Raj and I want to help bring that about. We want people to know and go the best and be the best that they can be, whether it's serving you in a restaurant or checking in at a hotel or the person at the airport. You want people from the moment they come, their experience in Dubai is like, wow, the people are top. And this is what we do, and this is what we want to do, and what we want to continue to do.
True.
If you want to add to that.
Yes, just adding on to that, I think it's easy to build fancy infrastructures, tall buildings, as you said, the first and the tallest and the biggest. If you don't have the software to run it properly, and by software we mean people, that whole first impression goes down. So we want to be able to say, well, you've got such fancy structures, now have the right people in front of it to be able to project that right image as well. The warm, welcoming feeling of for tourists, for people coming into Dubai, it should always be an aha moment.
Absolutely.
Everything they come into contact with is aha.
First
wow.
class. First class.
Yeah.
Even the taxi drivers.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
My dream, if I may say,
Yes.
my dream of dreams, and I just mentioned this to someone, is I wish that we, Raj and I, and the company, and if it grows, we'll be thrilled, before people even that are in the service industry even get their visa, that they take, whether it's a 2-3 day course on customer service. Because customer service, it's not particularly for this or for that, it's for everything.
Yeah.
How do you serve? How do you speak to the client? How do you welcome them to this amazing place that we live?
Right.
So that's like my dream of dreams, but dreams do become reality.
Yes.
So I'm saying, Sheikh Mohammed, I hope you're listening to me, please.
I think he is. Like you said, Liesa, from the minute or the second they touch Dubai soil,
Yes.
they have to experience that Dubai experience, which is different and more and unique, and doesn't exist anywhere else in the world. And that's
Very
where you
true.
guys come in with
Very
the
true.
amazing training services and beautiful bespoke trainings that you offer. I'd like to know more about that. Can
Sure.
you tell me a little bit more about that?
Sure.
Raju?
I know Liesa touched on the hospitality portion of it, but basically our focus is soft skills. And what we mean by soft skills is anything to do with people skills. I've written a book on dealing with people because people, I believe, are the most complicated subject on earth. You could be having a meeting with one person in the morning and feel, oh, that wasn't too hard. It was easy. And then in the afternoon, the same person, and you get a wham, and you go like, what happened to this person? So it's people, and we change. Why do we change? Many factors. We've had a bad experience, we had a run-in with our boss, we had a bad customer, whatever the case might be, you will end up, all those emotions, all those feelings get affected, and therefore we become a tougher person. So people skills is one of the critical ones. So, and because it's people skills, we are not tied down to any specific industry. So when you have logistics, when you have real estate agents, yes, they need selling skills, again, which is primarily people skills. You're trying to deal with people. You're making people change. You want them to buy something. You want to influence them. And those are all the kinds of topics that we do. We talk about change management. We do leadership skills. We do selling skills. We do customer service skills. We do presenting. We do influencing. We do negotiation. And obviously, I can go on and list out all our programs. But in essence, it's all about how effectively can you deal with the other person doing the job that you are assigned to do, in a nutshell.
Yeah.
Amazing.
So,
So you design these amazing.
Yes.
tailor-made to each
Tailor-made,
company and what
yes.
they'd like. And if I can add to what Raj has been saying, we do oil and gas companies,
Yeah.
As well.
insurance companies, as Raj mentioned, logistic companies. a salon can call us tomorrow and say, hey, listen, I'm opening and I want my staff trained. We tailor it to what they need and what they want. So we're not following one specific formula because every company or corporation needs something different. We've worked with Bloomberg, we've worked with Reuters, we've worked with casinos, we've worked with hotels, hospitals, you name it,
Literally
airlines.
all kinds of industries.
Yes.
Yeah.
So you guys have been around since 1995, if I'm not mistaken.
97 exactly.
97.
Yeah, 95, 90. Well, I in the training industry longer than that, but our own company since about 97. Yeah.
Amazing. So could you share a few of the big clients that you've worked with? Could you share a few names?
Sure. In terms of airline, Cathay, because I'm based in Hong Kong.
Okay.
So the Hong Kong airline, which is Cathay, we've done work for them. We've done bits and pieces of work with other airlines like Singapore Airlines, but bits and pieces here and there. We've done stuff for banks. So Bank of America is definitely a client of ours. We've done work with Citibank. I was tasked to do a specific program for Citibank for their salespeople, focusing on non-resident Indians. They had a specific team looking after NRIs. And they said, we want to focus on these people, and we have a team of 80 people, and we want to train them. So we actually flew into Dubai, we flew to Bahrain, we flew to India, we did training in Singapore, we did training in Thailand because they had their offices in these regions, and they were focusing only on NRIs. So banks we've done, airlines we've done, logistic companies, people like CNA, people like Li and Feng, all these companies. We've done training for the back end of Chanel. What do I mean by the back end is the people that look after the infrastructure, the IT portion of it. And it used to be called Solsen Technologies, based out of Bangalore in India. Now they've been acquired because they were doing so well. They've been acquired by a company called Gemini. So, I mean, pretty much all the brands we can think of, all these Chanel's and Ralph Lauren's and all these, we've done training for retail outlets, we've done training for diamond merchants, we've done, literally under the sun.
You've covered each and every sector I can think of.
As long as they're dealing with people, yes, that's where we shine.
Amazing. And you're here in Dubai right now as we speak, doing one of the leading companies, which I'm not going to share any names, of course, but you've done amazing training yourself and Liesa for one of the leaders.
Grateful to say they are very happy. And if I can add to that, they keep calling us back because they're expanding. So they obviously like what we're doing. They've expanded hugely in the past 3 years. And very grateful that they enjoy what we're doing and they have results. That's why they're growing. Just recently, we started, and Raj will touch on it, cash method for real estate, which is just sales basically. But it was funny, when we did the advertising for the real estate cash method, the most successful companies are the ones that called us and said, can we get more? Can you come to us directly? We've had like some new companies and they would like us to come back already. But some big major ones called us and said, you can never learn too much. And that's smart because their teams are successful, but they wanted to know more.
That's
and also
amazing.
because they're willing to invest in
their
their
people.
people.
Yes.
And that's the biggest mindset that you need to see in organizations of that size who are saying, we are leading, but we want to invest in our people so we continue to lead and not have to chase.
Exactly.
And that's the beauty of it.
That's amazing.
Yeah. Cash methodology, just building on that, is basically an approach we've developed, which is CASH, which is the technique of asking questions in the right manner so that you're able to uncover needs that the customer has, which the customer may or may not have realized themselves. So sometimes what happens is you have clients who say, I want this. But as you and I know, they want it. Doesn't mean that that's what they actually need. But you can't tell a customer, no, you don't want that, you need this. Because that sounds like you're pushing for something else and customers literally back off.
Shut down.
Right?
Yeah.
So we don't do that. We ask them questions and find out why is that important to them. And then as you ask the right quality questions, you find out, or they realize, oh my God, I need something else. I need this more than I need that, and I need it now. So the key factor there is the urgency that is created, because you will have customers who will say, okay, that sounds good, I'll think about it. Because what we talk about our pain points. If the pain points are not large enough, people can wait. But if the pain points are big and I'm hurting, I want my solution now.
Now, not now, yesterday.
Yesterday.
Absolutely, absolutely.
And that's why in selling, that becomes crucial, because you don't want your customers to say, all right, let me think about it. You want them to say, no, can I get it right now? I want it now. So half the time, using the cash methodology correctly, there's a lot of practice involved in all our training programs. We don't do lecture styles. It's all highly interactive, and we get them to do a lot of role plays and exercises, because we want them to walk out of the room knowing how to use the skill. Not, okay, I think I know what it is, I'm going to try it out. No, try it out here, so that you're comfortable using the skills. And when you walk out of the room, you're actually using the skills. Right? And it's you're helping people to realize their pain points and give them the right solutions or the medication to be able to cure it.
Absolutely.
I would love to add to
Yes,
that if it's
please.
okay. And you took the words right out of my mouth. Just as I was going to say, what makes us different?
Oh my
compared
gosh, you
to-
took the word.
Oh, really?
I was just about to ask the question.
Okay.
What differentiates EHP from other
Okay, and
big organizations around the world?
Raj can add to that, but I think what makes us different, number one, you can feel our energy and that we love what we do. That's number one. And number two, I think someone said this to me the other day, oh, we can look that up online. I said, no, you can't look that up online, because what we do that differentiates us is we do the role play. We make it hard. So we can teach you the right, no, you didn't do that right. And we tape you, or we have your colleague tape you, so you can see how you approach that situation and what you could have done to change the situation. Now, someone said to me the other day, oh, well, I went to an event 2 weeks ago and I looked up the event and it was like 300 people in the audience and all they did was sit and listen. So now what happens? They're pumped. They go home and like, okay, now where do I start?
How do I do this?
How do I do this? So what we give you is the tools to work with it and understand. And we also work on communication style, because you have different types of people, different characters, different personalities. So you cannot come to me if you're doing selling, as Raj just spoke about, or customer service, and I'm a certain type. We speak about different types, and we actually act them out between Raj and I. We get you to interact with us for those different communication styles, so you know how to close the deal. And because I maybe a D, maybe he's an S, maybe there's different types. So how do you deal with someone? Because I can stand on stage saying, yeah, you have to do this, and yeah, you need to do. Okay, I'm home now, so okay, I'm pumped, and now where do I go?
Yeah.
So we tailor it, but we also let you practice, and we have role play, and we do exercises so that you get it, and not till you finish and you get it, that's when we're done.
That's so important, because they'll leave out of that classroom or wherever
Pumped
they are
for one day, and then it's
not only
done.
pumped, it's registered, it's
Yes,
there.
yes.
They're raring to go and try
Yes.
and start using it immediately.
Yes.
So that helps.
Absolutely.
One of the analogies I gave the other day is, for example, yes, you ask the right kind of questions, and I've developed my questions and they are really good. But I can ask that question from Lara. If I ask the same question from Liesa, it may not work because different personalities. So we also need to take that into account. We also need to take into account the type of questions we're asking, because if I ask you, is this important for you? You'll say yes. You might say no. You might even say maybe. So that's not really a very powerful question, because it doesn't get me a lot. It just gets me a yes or no answer. So I need to ask things like, why is that so important for you? Now all of a sudden the customer's going, oh, well, and he has to think. And you will be surprised at how many times the customer tells you more than he had originally planned to tell you, because you asked him the right question.
Absolutely.
And we find out those pain points.
Absolutely. I truly believe in any organization, the biggest investment anyone can make is in their people. Because the people can either make you or break you.
Yes.
You could have the biggest brand in the world. I don't want to name any names.
Yeah.
But if you don't have the right people working
true.
for you, that brand could crumble in days.
Very true.
So
Totally
investment
agree.
in your manpower is truly key.
Totally
Definitely.
agree.
Very
It's
true.
so important here. Even Sephora, even not
Yeah.
Dubai and
Global.
he's been working with, and there are some other companies, big company, Bloomberg, Reuters.
All these brands.
We work with big
Yeah,
companies.
that's why I've stopped giving out names, because I mean, literally, you can pull out anyone, any brand. We've worked with them at some stage or the other.
That's wonderful.
Yeah, so it's
From your experience over the last, I don't know how many years in this industry,
right.
what message do you have for the organizations, the corporates, the businesses, whether small, whether large, all the businesses, business owners that are watching us right now, all the entrepreneurs out there? What would you say to them?
I would say to them that they always think about investing in people. They do. It's not that they don't, but they prioritize income and revenue first. It's a chicken and egg scenario. If your people are not capable enough to do it, how is that revenue going to come? So I think it's reversing that priority and saying, okay, I want to get that revenue in. Great. Let me get my people equipped. Yes, on Monday, we gave an analogy to the people. We said, look, all these concepts in selling, you've heard before. So I actually start my seminar by saying, whatever you've learned in the past, yes, we're going to talk about the same things. The key difference is you're not just going to hear about them because you know the concepts. If you didn't know the concepts, you wouldn't be here. The thing we're going to share with you is, okay, how can you use it better? Why is Lara using the same questions in a more powerful manner compared to Liesa? Or why is Liesa able to connect with customers a lot better than Lara? So it's about the application of the skills, which becomes critical. So my message to all the leaders in the industry is, the usual cliche, lead by example, blah, 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 that's all done for, yeah? What you really want to be able to do is invest in your people. And for leaders, my personal advice is listen to understand. Most leaders, all levels of leaders, they listen to reply. Key difference. Because we're so rushed and pressured with our timing, we lead or we listen just to reply quickly. Listen to understand, because the other person may not be very clear in their communication. So if you listen to understand, you'll understand the real problem behind it. And in selling, that is crucial.
For example.
Beautiful.
Yes.
Liesa, I'd like to have your opinion as well,
Yes.
and your message
100%.
for all the leaders that are watching
I
us
totally
now.
agree, but I wanted to mention what Raj is saying is,
Yes.
and it happens to all of us. Someone will tell us something, and while they're saying it, we already have the answer in our head because we're not listening to understand what the person is saying. So this is so important. And again, I'm saying this because my background is tourism. I've been president of our Hotel and Tourism Association and sat on the board 17 years. So this is like key for me. Going to, I won't mention any business names, but it's quite annoying because, you know better, you do better. I went to a particular place and I went to the window, and I'm very New York fast. And I was getting my wallet. What do you need? So I said, good morning, how can I help you? But they didn't get it. Yeah, what do you? I said, no, you should have answered me, good morning, how can I help you? Because at the end of the day, I live here. I know, okay, I can let that slide, but tourists coming, we need to give the best experience possible in every way, from the person stamping your passport to the person carrying your luggage out, to the taxi driver, to your hotel, to your restaurant. Everywhere. If we're going to be the number one destination, because we have safety and security, we have good economy, we have quality of living, we need to have the service. True. And I do know there are some companies that do good training and people come and poach their staff, but everybody needs to train, because if we're going to follow what Sheikh Mohammed wants, we need to be top of the line.
Absolutely.
That's part of my message. And I wanted to make something about cold calls, because we spoke about this. And we all get this. Everybody in Dubai. How many calls a day do we get with people, whether it's investment, real estate, whatever? We spoke about that.
But they said they're going to stop it in Dubai. They're going to
Inshallah.
reduce the number of cold calls.
And that's why I usually push salespeople to think in terms of, don't think about cold calls, think about referrals.
This is what I wanted to add.
Yes.
Yes.
And referrals is a funny thing. and most salespeople end up saying, "Oh yeah, referrals are very successful, very good." I'm going, "Good. How many do you have tomorrow?" And I'm going like, "What? Are you waiting for referrals to fall into your lap?" That's what they're doing. Because I handled Lara well, so she'll give me a referral. I said, "No, she won't.
You have to chase the
You
referrals.
have to ask for it.
Of course.
If you don't ask, you don't get. If you
Exactly.
ask, you may get. There's no guarantee you will."
True.
Because it also depends on your relationship and other factors. Did they click with you? Do they really genuinely like you? Or they're just doing business with you because you happen to be the only one with the right product? That could be a reason. So why will they give you a referral? Their image is at stake. But you have to ask. And most salespeople are very reactive in getting referrals. And I'm going, but once you get a referral, it's 50% sold.
Exactly.
Literally 50% sold. You just need to make sure that nothing falls literally bad. Otherwise, you've done it. And there's so many little things. And building on what Liesa said about service, I don't believe that people are giving bad service and organizations. I think people are not giving good service consistently.
Yes.
You will go to any organization and sometimes you get, "Wow, that was really good." And then next time you go there, your expectations are there and you go like,
What
happened?
Yes. And
I get it all the time.
Yeah,
I know.
I believe even what Raj and I do bring out a lot is culture, and there's a difference in cultures and
Yes,
styles.
that too.
So, for instance, I can say this because I'm Caribbean, you're Indian, but there's a way when you go to the store sometimes over there. Happened to me yesterday.
Yeah.
Where can I get this over there? Just with can you show me, please? I'm the customer. You're working here. Can you please show me? So we have to, these kinds of things, try to. And it's not that they don't know, like Raj said. It's just that maybe it hasn't been brought out in the training.
Yeah.
Like you need to, in India, wonderful, Jaipur. I remember I stayed at Rambagh Palace. If you ask them, "I'm so sorry, where is the Polo Lounge?" They have to stop everything they're doing and walk you there.
Walk you there.
I'm not saying that we have to do that, but we should
Yeah.
go the next level if we want to buy to remain in the top. Our buildings are amazing. The architecture, the businesses we
Beautiful.
have, the attractions we have. But we need to come to the next level. I will say this: I'm not any particular security company, but everybody has security companies here. It's fine, but we need to not just train them to secure. We need to train them in service, because a lot of our buildings have receptions. A lot of our parking lots have attendants. Just to say, "Okay, ma'am, fine," or "Okay, sir, you can go that way," or just stop, think, and just know this is a client. This is a customer.
Yeah.
They depend on my job.
Yeah.
One person can complain and that's it. I was just
Absolutely.
explaining to him an issue at the particular gym I go to. There was no clear communication, so I got a little aggravated this morning. And maybe after 14 years, I'll switch because it happened twice in 6 months, and I don't need that time. So I have a choice where I want to put my money. The other thing is, I'll say this: everybody does this in a lot of businesses. They're on the phone, you walk to the counter, and they don't look up to acknowledge you.
Yeah.
So even, and then just give the high sign, "I'll be with you in a minute." Because then it calms the person down, and then it shows that you acknowledge them so they can wait 2 more minutes.
Yeah.
Or they can tell the person, "Can you hold on just a minute? I have a client in front of me." It takes 2 seconds to be authentic and think. I would say it's just common sense. So actually, we do teach all of this, and we do role play so that they understand this is the way it should be, or how would you react to that? Let's act that out.
Yeah.
Because you can stand and talk, but until they act it out and do it, and they go, "Oh," happened to us with one of the real estate companies we were dealing with. They left there so, you answered so many questions we've had, even though they're getting training. They said, "When are you coming back? We need this again."
Yeah.
That's amazing.
One of them actually came up and he said, "We had this training from this really well-known personality. And it was 3 hours, but he was doing all the talking. So after the first half an hour, I was like, I switched off."
Interaction is key.
Yeah.
Communicating is key. Role play is key.
It's so
key.
important.
Making them go through the experience
Yeah.
of being in the customer's shoes.
So
That's what it's
important.
all
So
about.
important.
They need to be engaged, and that's why whenever we're talking to organizations, we request that they keep the group size to a limited number.
I was
in
going to
order-
ask you, do you
Yeah.
have a certain quota?
Ideal size is 15 to 20.
Okay.
Ideal. for a 1-day program, 2-day program, but 15 to 20, ideal. There are some organizations who will end up saying, yeah, I have 19. Well, I mean, okay,
Or I have 40.
like, but if they have 40, we generally ask them to split it into 2 groups because we don't want them at the end of the program to say, well, the training was okay.
Yeah.
No. It wasn't because the training was not okay. It was because you had 40 people in the room.
And you can't give that personalized service, that
exactly.
personalized interaction with them.
Not everyone gets a chance to practice, and you will always have in training programs people who want to sit in the sidelines and kind of just keep quiet. And we have a habit of saying, you haven't spoken. Tell us a little bit. So we want to make sure that everyone in the room has participated.
I love that. I would love to be part of your
We'll
training
invite
sessions
you.
one day. Oh my gosh, I
Please
think
do.
I would learn so much.
Well, I think you
sure.
know a lot, but it's good because it enforces what you know.
Of course.
Because
And
you're a
there's-
people person, you understand people. But I think it helps. I never can learn too much, nor Raj. We're always turning to the next thing that we
Always.
can learn or another book that we can read. Not because it enriches you, right? It enriches your style and what you do and your knowledge just of life and of people.
Yeah.
So definitely, I think people should read his book. It's called The P Factor. Raj has a book out.
Where can we get a copy of that?
Right now, it's on my website.
Okay.
I haven't done, because my whole purpose of writing the book was not to write a bestseller. It was more about, okay, at the end of the program, if people are interested in that particular topic of dealing with people, I'll hand it out to them and say, take it.
But why the P factor? What does the P factor?
The people factor.
People.
The people factor. Okay.
And I've actually broken down the people, PEOPLE, into various things. So, like, for example, the E stands for your experience.
Okay.
And,
O?
and O would be your objective. When I'm having a conversation with you, you have a certain objective for that conversation. I have a certain objective. And in order for us to have a successful conversation, we both need to meet those objectives. Otherwise, somebody's going to walk out of here feeling, not really interested. So, I mean, it goes into a lot of depth, and the book itself is full of examples. And I'll give you one simple example. One simple example from one of those portions. Husband and wife.
Yes.
Husband comes home, and he brings a bouquet of flowers and a little gift. All right? And he gives it to the wife. And he says, it's no particular occasion. I'm just, because I love you, because, I am so grateful. This is for you. And her reaction was, my God, you have to go and waste all this money? Why are you wasting so much money? Don't you know that? And he was like, what happened? I did it for the right reasons, right? Now, unfortunately, what had happened was she had had a bad morning. She had met with some tax consultants, and all that reflected on. So, I mean, we react in funny ways sometimes. So people, wives generally complain that husbands don't listen. And now, don't crucify me. I'm using man and woman as an example. I know nowadays it's much more complicated than man and woman. I'm just using very generic examples. But women generally do. A lot of women who talk to me say, my husband doesn't listen. And I'm going like, yeah, he doesn't listen because his focus is, if you have a problem, I'll help you, right? But if you're just telling me about problems that you've had without needing my help, he doesn't know what to do with it. And because he doesn't know, he's kind of in and out of that conversation.
That's true.
And I tell men at the same time, when you're listening to women, don't be reading your newspaper.
Or on your phone.
I don't care how good your listening
texting.
are. Yeah. No matter how good your listening skills are, that's not the way to show it. All you need to do is look at her, focus on her, and acknowledge. Oh my God, really? Oh, how? Yeah, that's all. And in 5 minutes, she's done with her frustration. She's told you her story, and everything is back to normal.
Absolutely true. I couldn't agree more with you on that.
Likewise, in business,
Yes.
it's the same thing we're bringing across to the
Yeah.
people that we're training.
Yeah.
When a client comes to you, I can take for instance, being in the hotel for so many years, and my receptionist, when I train, I say, excuse me, if they check in and they're angry, sometimes they'll come back down, I don't like the room, and then, okay, we'll give you the penthouse. They come down, they still don't like it. It's not you. don't get upset. They have their own stuff. And, when you take humans out of their natural environment, their natural environment is not the vacation, it's their home or whatever, they tend to get a little flustered.
Yeah.
So it's teaching the skills also of communicating, not just to do. When we do role play, we act all this out so they know how to handle it. How do you handle this? How do you handle that? So we give the skills, and so they understand also the communication style of the client, whatever client it may be, in whatever business it may be. Can you imagine he's doing in Macau casinos? So he's also training the casino workers and the staff, because everyone needs it. Doesn't matter. Insurance companies, oil and gas, who would ever think?
Casinos have the toughest time because the customer who's complaining is not complaining because of you. He's complaining because he lost a lot of money.
Absolutely.
And there's nothing you can do about the fact that he lost money. He lost it. Okay?
Exactly.
But you still need to empathize. You still need to understand. And we keep giving examples about people. One of the examples, very early in my career, when I was working for the Hilton as a receptionist, was a guest checked in, and he said it was his first time in Hong Kong. So I thought, okay, let me upgrade him to a Harbour View room, because we were not full, so it was possible. So I upgraded him.
Nice.
He came back down and he started yelling at me. He said, "You call that a room? It's so horrible." Now, I could have just given him, I'll upgrade you to something else, or I'll give you something. I made it a point to say, I'm really sorry you felt that way. Can you tell me what you didn't like about the room? And he said, all I see is water. I live in San Diego. It's always water there.
Oh.
I'm going like, oh, I see. Now, if I had not asked that, I would have given him another Harbour View room, because Harbour View was our top class room. All right? And you get into more trouble. And he says, no. Yeah. So after talking, we found out, greenery would help you. Fantastic. Let me put you in a room that faces the Peak Mountain in Hong Kong. And he says, he came back down, shook my hand, and he said, that is such a peaceful room. I love it.
See, it's just making that little effort to find out what they want.
Yes. Exactly.
What
Communication.
their needs are.
Yeah.
Communication.
Yeah.
It goes back to communication.
Yes.
But we jump to responding. We jump to trying and solving this scenario. Which
Exactly. So we even teach you how to respond, so that people don't feel bad. I understand how you feel. You how we speak to, we won't give all our secrets away, but we teach you how to respond to the client so they know that they've been heard.
And that's all people want to be, especially
Yes.
guests
Exactly.
at a hotel, at a hospital,
Anywhere.
in a clinic, in a restaurant, wherever they may be.
Anywhere.
They just
True.
want to be heard.
And we have a habit of these words that we should avoid, but we tend to use them a lot. For example,
Could you share a few?
Yes, I was just gonna.
For example, Lara, the red dress looks really good on you.
Thank
But-
you, Raju.
But yeah, you see, and that but immediately
But?
made you go, oh,
Why?
yeah, exactly. And the word but does not make sense. Why would you say it at a time like that? You look good, but it doesn't work.
Yeah.
So all I want to say is that, Lara, the red dress looks really good on you. If you had an accompaniment on the head, which was similar type of color, wow, that would be out of this world.
Okay.
Instead
Thank
of
you,
me
Raju.
saying, Laura, the red dress looks great on you, but I think you need a hat, that would look at that.
Yeah.
See, it's
Yes.
two different styles.
It's not what you say, it's
how you
say it.
Exactly.
Absolutely.
And
We
we've heard
also
this so
teach
many
this.
times. You are
Yes.
right, but.
Yes.
Yeah.
If I'm right, how can there be a but?
But, exactly. I don't understand.
Well, what's the other word we get?
Yes.
However.
However. Which is an educated but.
Yes, exactly. It is an educated but. Oh my God, I'm learning so much from you guys just right now.
It's how you say it.
You're
So-
both incredible, and I can see the passion that lies in both of you for
I
what you
love
guys do, and that's why I'm sure you're the leaders in what you do. There's no doubt about that.
We're trying.
We
We're
love
always
what we
trying.
do. So
Yes.
the good news is we have now spread to one of the top destinations in the world. That's purely tourism, which is the Caribbean.
Congratulations.
Yes, we're
to
very
both of you.
happy. We're very happy. So we're on our way. And,
Is that what's next? Is that in the
Yes, that's
pipeline?
actually, yes. And so, yeah, we have an office in Thailand. We have in India. We have here.
In Dubai?
Hong Kong. Yes, I'm over the one here.
Okay.
And then Caribbean also because that's my home.
Congratulations.
So we're really excited.
Yeah, we're
and
working with the tourism board there.
Hotel
Okay.
Association. Yeah,
Hotel
yes.
Association.
But I saw the
Amazing.
tourism board
Yeah.
responded.
Yeah.
So it's going to be amazing because and we've put down for a week, but I would like to go 3 times a year for us to do the training because it's only tourism, especially on my island, which I love very much. But most of the islands, I have to say, some may have spices or sugarcane or something. We only have tourism. So I'm very excited to pass down the knowledge to my beautiful people. And we are called the Friendly Island in St. Martin. So I really want to make it friendly in every experience. And Raj and I now had to extend the days because the response.
We're already having people saying, well, those few days are not
It's
enough.
not enough.
We need
The 1
more.
week we
That's
need more.
amazing.
So
That's
we're
amazing.
gonna add.
I'm not
and,
surprised.
Yeah, have some sustainability. So this is towards the end of season, but again for the beginning of season, we would like to go back, and I think it'll be a domino effect because one company hears about it, then the next company hears about it, the next company hears
Word
about
of mouth.
So already we've had Remax and Sotheby's and some other companies saying, okay, well, I just saw you were advertising the cash method. You're coming here to do that too.
Yeah.
So we're really excited.
Real
about
estate industry, now they're also
Congratulations.
going, hey, hold on, we might
Yeah.
need that
Yeah.
also. So.
And we have 13
great.
casinos, so
Yeah.
we're gonna try to get into
I'm
that one.
definitely going to visit that because
I know the owners. so
I work
it's-
with I work with a lot of casinos.
Yes.
In fact, I just got the confirmation from the casino in Manila.
fantastic.
Congratulations.
Very good.
Raju,
You know, we
that's
love what we
amazing.
do, and I always feel when you love what you
Wow.
do, it's not work.
Yes.
And people feel it. So
Yeah.
it's contagious, and more people want to be part of the EHP. I call it paradigm shift.
Yes.
You know? And our website, if I just tell you, because people may be wanting to hear it, it's
Absolutely. So how do people get in touch with
Yes,
you?
www.ehpinternational.com. And there's a contact us there.
Okay.
And everybody knows me. They can always call myself. And we have Instagram. And we
Okay.
have LinkedIn. Both of us are on it.
EHP International is one word, so www.ehpinternational.com.
Okay.
Instagram, raju.ehp. You have Liesa.
Liesa Euton.
Oh, not the 7878?
Yeah, Liesa.
Yeah.
Oh, on Instagram, Liesa7878 because I'm a twin. So I like 7, my twin likes 8. So this is my ode to my family feeling, right? So it's Liesa, Liesa, 7878.
Beautiful. Beautiful. Thank you so much
Thank
for
you.